1995. Je joue, je ris, je code, je réfléchis, je teste, je me trompe, je débogue. J'apprends. Je compose, je monte, ça marche. Je recommence. L'interaction avec mon ordinateur influence l'organisation de ma pensée et me fait naviguer dans un nuage d'émotions. Conclusion de la première boucle de ma vie numérique.
When I was a kid, I was quite a creative person, but at that age at least, I didn't know how to play a musical instrument. I wasn't very good at art. And what the computer let me do more than anything else was make something. I really lived for... I had some computer games which I played and I enjoyed. What was really good, what was really exciting, what kept me up late at night was that I could write my own programs which would do things, simple things, print my name on the screen, whatever. And that's what's amazing about computers. It basically gives you control, even if you're 7 years old and stuck in your bedroom.
Enjoyment is not separable from the quality of software. If you're not having fun when you write code, you're probably doing it wrong. The reason this is because people have fun when they're operating just within the limit of their capabilities, when they're doing things that challenge them, that push them, that make them work, but aren't so boring that they want to quit or so difficult that they want to quit. So when you're having fun, it's a sign that you're doing work at your optimal level.
So what we've seen with Linux is the arrival of people who've sworn could never have happened. I mean, a really good, fully functioning operating system, the kind of thing that, Microsoft has this is 2007, Microsoft has just released the Windows Vista operating system. Some people speculate that it is the most expensive project ever done by a company. I mean, in terms of the billions of dollars that was spent in order to make the Vista operating system with a team of Microsoft employees. And yet here, a group of volunteers has done something which is, Microsoft won't admit this, but is the equal of Microsoft Vista and perhaps even superior in some ways, inferior in others, but in the same class. How could a team of volunteers match the most expensive corporate engineering project in the history of humanity? It seems to not make sense. And yet they did. And it was because it allowed each individual person to contribute. There's a little bit of philanthropy, but there's also a little bit of glory. Just people do things because they'll get recognition and they'll get appreciation the same way that artists who in many fields don't make a lot of money, they do it for the appreciation and the personal satisfaction that comes with it. And so it was technology done maybe more for the motivations that often art was done. And the result is something quite astounding.
Je ne suis pas un artiste du tout, j'ai deux mains gauches, je suis incapable de faire quoi que ce soit avec mes mains. Par contre, avec un ordinateur, ça me donne un outil qui va permettre de créer des choses sans pour autant avoir la capacité de sculpter ou de peindre, parce qu'il y a des outils qui me sont donnés. Donc c'est peut-être l'ouverture à un monde créatif multiple, puisque c'est à la fois de la musique, à la fois du texte, à la fois de la vidéo, à la fois de l'image.
Donc effectivement, l'ordinateur est en train de devenir ma mémoire, ma seconde mémoire, de tous les événements de ma vie, mes photos, mes vidéos, tout est stocké, tout n'est pas forcément classé, parce que ma vie n'est pas forcément classée, ma maison n'est pas forcément classée, mais tout y est.
When I was working the computer, and a laptop weighed about 42 pounds, it was about spreadsheets and word processing. Today, I go back to the fact it's a lifestyle product.
I think people can do really stupid things with computers just as well as they could do it with pen and paper. The difference is they can do it faster and that there are more people out there who can do it. So the fact that you are now basically creating a feature film with a production crew that is almost non-existent is fundamentally empowered by the fact that the tools, the editing tools, the post-production tools, the quality of the video cameras themselves have gotten so good that you don't have to carry around the enormous bulky tripods and have lots of people with lights and an entire editing room and thousands of dollars of film equipment in order to be able to make a film anymore. That you can do it with some great semi-professional equipment that may only cost $10,000 all in all, to be able to create an entire film. You can now create this film and hopefully create something that's as good as what used to cost millions and millions of dollars, and have an entire committee and a Hollywood budget and a huge studio and a committee trying to make decisions about what is the true vision of the film. Well, you don't have to go that route if you don't want to anymore. And I think that is fundamentally empowering, and it's fundamentally democratizing. And that's what gets me excited.
Pour moi, l'ordinateur et le numérique est vraiment une chance pour la création en général. Maintenant, je ne vais pas dire qu'il n'y a que du bon et que toutes les créations amateurs ou do it yourself, toutes les créations personnelles sont géniales. C'est faux. Par contre, ça démocratise la création, c'est-à-dire que ça rend la création accessible à n'importe qui. Peu importe, tout le monde n'a pas vocation à devenir le prochain Tarantino ou le prochain Spielberg, mais au moins chacun a les outils de créer ce qu'il souhaite à son échelle. Et donc ce côté de démocratisation de la création, pour moi, est un bénéfice pour l'humanité entière.
So the biggest thing that computers do is, to use an economics term, is they make things scale. Scaling, in particular, when people talk about in economics terms, means that something gets more efficient the more you do it. So it costs you $10 to do it once, but it costs you $20 to do it 1,000 times. That's what it means when something scales, or it scales non-linearly, to be really technical. And that's what computers do. Computers allow you to take something that, if you do the work of doing it once, writing software, suddenly you can do it 1 million times, or to 1 million people for almost no extra cost. It means that creation scales so that everyone can create. It means that everything that could be done by one person when it involves computers can now, for almost no extra money, be done by 1 million. And that's the source of the remarkable change that computers apply to society. They take the small and they make it large. Everything gets bigger. Everything gets bigger. Everything scales up, and one person can do what took 1 million people before. And that's why computers change everything, right? Because anything that was once done in the small can now be done in the big, and new things can be invented too.